You're live.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yep, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, do you know what that's a reference to?
No.
Christmas Story.
Oh,
The Santa
well,
in the Mall.
the theme for today was Christmas movies. Do you recall what the options were?
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story, It's a Wonderful Life,
hmm
The Santa Claus, Elf, and the winner, Home Alone.
hmm
Which one would you have voted for?
I think I voted for
Oh, you did.
It's a
vote.
Wonderful Life.
Oh. To see me be annoyed about Jimmy Stewart?
You wouldn't, but it's a good one. It's a goodie.
I would have voted for Home Alone.
Okay.
My rationale for these options was I wanted selections that people would be more divided on, which I think was successful. The spread was a little more even than usual.
Okay.
Because usually it's like 50% of one of them gets 50% of the votes. But this one, it was only like 33% for Home Alone.
That was your strategy.
That was my strategy. So Home Alone, 1990, directed by
Chris Columbus, his third film.
Written by
the great John Hughes.
Okay. The basic story is very basic. This little 8-year-old boy gets left at home during Christmas because his family, in the chaos of getting ready to go on vacation, forget him at home. So it's like half him trying to like survive on his own in this house for a day. And then these burglars who had been casing the house attempt to break in. But the second half of the movie is this little boy setting all these booby traps to effectively fend off the burglars. And then, of course, his family returns and they all love each other. Merry Christmas.
The real meaning, the true meaning of Christmas.
I thought this movie was excellent. I can't believe I hadn't seen it in like 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I don't even, I know I watched it, but I don't even remember watching it. So yeah, I would definitely watch this every year now.
Okay.
You know, depending on how long I live.
I think I kind of prefer A Christmas Story technically, but it's very well done, and Macaulay Culkin is very cute.
I was laughing the entire time.
And it has some nice poignant moments, I think, with Catherine O'Hara. I think does a really fine job as the mother, and having to fly back from Paris by herself to try to find her son reminded me of like probably things my own mother had to do.
Well, which is funny because your mom reminds me, like she looks like Catherine O'Hara. So every time I see your mom, and I think Catherine O'Hara.
She has a Catherine O'Hara vibe.
Yeah.
She's not funny like Catherine O'Hara, but
no, well, not intentionally funny. So yeah, I mean, I could just go through my notes. The family at the McCallister house, because it's like an uncle and an aunt,
a bunch of cousins,
and then the cousins. That shit was chaos. I had so much anxiety. All those people in my house running amok. And then the one lady is asking for a voltage adapter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with John Hughes' work, I guess, but.
Which is so odd because he is such a staple of the 80s and teen.
Because I didn't watch Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club and all that stuff. But that style of writing works very well for me. Like random, like just like the voltage adapter, that lady. But what made it funny was she had this very coiffed hair. So when she said it, I'm like, of course, this bitch is worried about plugging in her blow dryer in France. So I thought that was really funny. Then, well, we'll probably get to it later, but we watched The Movies That Made Us.
On Netflix.
That series on Netflix, the Home Alone episode. So we can cover what we learned from that in a minute. But the brother, Buzz, is such an asshole.
Devin Ratray.
Although seeing him as an adult now, he seems like a very sweet guy. But his brother is so vile to him.
He was recently in that movie Kimmy, directed by Steven Soderbergh as well.
And that poor pizza delivery guy, he didn't deserve the kind of treatment he received. Like, I've been standing here waiting for my money. Someone give me my money.
We watched this on Amazon Prime, which I had to rent it. And I don't know what I did, but.
Well, there were two options. And I think there was an HD version and then a regular version. But like two separate selections, which was weird. And you went for the what I would have done, which was not the HD version.
Mhm.
But then there were subtitles.
In German.
There were a lot of German subtitles in the version.
So like Little Nero's pizzas and like, why the fuck?
Okay. I think that this movie demonstrates white privilege in a very, very effective way because there is a police officer in this house for a long period of time.
Yep.
And no one's worried about it.
Nope.
No one is even thinking about this police.
No one's thinking like, why would you come here to see so preemptively?
If we were at my family's house for Christmas and there was some random cop standing in the foyer.
I'd be like, get him out of the way. Get him out of the house.
What is the problem? He needs to be out of this house. I thought that was funny. Then there is nothing cuter than Macaulay Culkin in this movie. I think he is perfect. I can see why Michael Jackson liked hanging out with him, but I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
No, he's so adorable. And then he's so frustrated, right?
Mhm.
Like everything's going wrong. His brother's picking on him.
He has to sleep with the bedwetter.
He potentially has to sleep with a bedwetter. So he goes off on his mom. And that made my skin itch because I'm like, if I would talk to my mom that way.
I would have been slapped into 2020 if I talked to my mother.
And then he called his mom a dummy. One time I called my mom. It wasn't I think I called my mom a bitch once. And that lady threw a plate at my head. So when he calls his mom a dummy, and then she does lock his ass in the attic, which I thought was funny.
I would have been locked in the attic and smacked, but
yeah. But yeah, him yelling at her, like, I hope I don't see any of you for the rest of my life. That little boy was mad, and that shit had me howling.
Yes, you were.
What do we establish in the movie what Catherine O'Hara's character does for work?
No, I don't think we know what either of the parents do for work.
Because they are really balling out of control in this big ass house.
In a Chicago suburb,
yeah, paying for the pizza. I'm assuming the way the uncle was acting, I'm assuming they paid for like their flights first class.
She says something to Joe Pesci when he's standing there that my husband's brother moved to Paris and he's paying for us to go there to get the family together. I'm pretty sure she said that. Yeah.
Wow.
Because she also says she's feels guilty about flying first class while the kids are in coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they seem like money's not an issue. When they they don't realize Kevin is missing until like they're 30,000 feet in the air. So when they get to the airport, that scene where Catherine O'Hara snatches that phone from the lady at the airport.
I couldn't believe that. And the kids, like little chickens are poking at her too. It's like, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that took me out.
Living up to stereotypes here.
Yeah.
Even though Catherine O'Hara's Canadian and not American.
Once again, like the kind of humor I really like is when little Kevin is at that general store and it's just so random. He walks up to the cashier and asks if the toothbrush is approved by the American Dental Association. I think that kind of shit is so funny because it has no purpose.
And that old lady humors him. I would have been like, "Look, little kid, we can't sell it here unless it has been."
But I remember doing shit like that when I worked in customer service. Like people are just being weird, and it's like, you got to call your supervisor to answer some dumb question.
Another thing about when they're arguing with French flight staff in Paris, I'm staring at this woman I'm like, that's Hope Davis using a French accent.
Yeah, an American lady working at the French airport. So we meet the burglars. So it's Joe Pesci and what's the other actor's name?
Daniel Stern.
I thought they were so good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, I know that we had to make them seem extra vile to make all the violence against them feel appropriate. But the fact that the one would they call themselves the wet bandits. So they would create flooding in all the houses they burglarized. That really, as a homeowner, that bothered me so much. Like, you already stole my shit and violated my home, and now you destroy it.
But they don't. That's Marv or whatever. He also doesn't just steal; he decimates the inside of the home.
Yeah,
like busting up those people's tchotchkes.
But it makes sense because then all the shit that happens to them, you feel like, well, you do deserve it. There's a movie when they're in France, like a Jimmy Stewart movie. Which one was that?
You mean? Oh, that's It's a Wonderful Life.
Where he's speaking French.
Yes. Yes.
The only time I can tolerate Jimmy Stewart is when someone is talking over him in French.
Or when he's a cricket in Puss in Boots.
I thought a scene that warmed my cold heart was when Catherine O'Hara is still at the airport because she hasn't left. She's like, I'm not leaving until I can get home to my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's trying to convince the people in line, and she finds that older couple, and she offers them like all her stuff. And then she offers her fake Rolex. And the lady is like, is that a real Rolex? And she goes, do you think it's real? I thought that was good. Another perfect scene with little Kevin is when he's grocery shopping and the cashier's looking him up and down.
He's like, I got a coupon.
And he gets her together. Well, the coupon part was funny. Like he pulled it out of the paper. But then she goes, are you here by yourself? And he's like, ma'am, I'm 8 years old. Do you really think I'm shopping by myself? So good.
The other movie that is featured heavily, Angels with Filthy Souls, that was made specifically for this film.
Which I didn't realize wasn't a real movie. But that usage of the dialogue in that movie with, again, the poor pizza delivery guy.
I know. Why aren't the police called for this? But that's I think aping on Angels with Dirty Faces, the James Cagney movie, is what they're.
P. Diddy has a song, I think, called Angels with Dirty Faces. Anyway.
It's a Jimmy Cagney reference. And to me, watching it as an adult, this feels very much like Straw Dogs, like a kid's version of Straw Dogs, where this community is trying to get something inside, and there's just the homeowner, Dustin Hoffman in the original, trying to keep them from coming in.
So when Catherine O'Hara, because the older couple gives her a flight, but she ends up in like Scranton, which is Pennsylvania, right? And then she's going full Karen at the airport, screaming. And then John Candy overhears her. I thought that was really funny when he's trying to explain to her he's the polka king. That scene I thought was very
Which
funny.
I guess was improvised, and of course, John Candy has been in several John Hughes films, including Uncle Buck, where Macaulay Culkin had a supporting role, which is where John Hughes met this kid and said, he's so talented, I want to build a film around him.
Those burglars were so bold because they're in this like upper middle class neighborhood, and they are just like in broad daylight casing the joint. They're like circling this house, like, and I know the film establishes that the neighbors like across the street are also on vacation, but like no one noticed.
Well, this is also 1990. Not everybody has a ring and cameras hooked up everywhere to catch all of these coincidences.
Okay, something else that was very distracting to me is, so the mom is in Scranton, Ohio, and she needs to get back to Chicago. And John Candy says, we're headed to Milwaukee. So of course we're passing through Chicago. We can give you a ride. That's like 700 miles. And they are in the back of like a U-Haul truck. And those things don't have ventilation in the back.
And they're performing music.
So and it's dead of winter. We see them driving in the snow. I know the back of that truck was cold as hell.
And loud.
And
two things I hate.
That really distracted me.
Well, then he's offering her his clarinet to play it. And it's like, oh no, all your spittle on there. I don't think so.
But he probably just ate something. So...
might have smelled like salami. I do love John Candy, and I forgot all about him being in this. And apparently he earned less than the guy playing the pizza.
Well, we can talk about that. So, and a part that did make me emotional is the old man neighbor. Because, Kevin's scared of him. And then when he finally meets him at the church and the guy's talking to him, and then he seemed like a sweet old man. I thought that was very good writing.
That's kind of like the Brenda Fricker character, the homeless woman in the park with the pigeons in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, actually. I should have done research, but I wonder how many, because the highlight of this movie to me, well, all of it is so good, but of course, Kevin with all the booby traps that are ultra violent and all the stunt work looks so good. And after the first fall, it would have been curtains for me.
Yeah.
And somehow these two are able to persist is outrageous. But I wonder how many kids back in like the early 90s after watching this movie tried some of these booby traps. No. You did? Oh.
Like, I'm going to get my dad.
Let me tell you something. If I tried to put tar on the stairs.
Ooh, and how did he get that tar off those stairs? Did he?
Yeah, but that's the fun part.
Because he didn't fix that bookshelf.
You know what took me out is when Kevin calls 911, like halfway through the booby trap stuff. I thought the phone didn't work. And why didn't your dumbass call the police at the beginning?
But at the beginning, the guy repairing the the power line said Ma Bell's going to take a few days.
Oh, that's right.
So, which probably happened in at this point in the narrative, they're almost back home.
Okay.
So
okay.
she's traveling and can't call because it's 1990.
Another really funny scene is when John Candy in the back of he's trying to explain to Catherine O'Hara, like, don't feel bad. You know, as parents, we all make mistakes. I forget. Oh, John Candy says, one time I left my kid at a funeral parlor.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he was, you know, he was bothered. It traumatized him, but he was fine after 6 or 7 weeks. I thought that was funny. What else would you say about this movie?
Did you notice I was kind of amused that Buzz has an iced tea poster?
That's right. He does have an iced tea poster.
And I think at one point, when Kevin wakes up and he first turns on the TV in the kitchen, I think it's Miracle on 34th Street.
Well, then here, were there things? So that episode of the movies that made us with the Home Alone episode, there were things that I thought were interesting. So what did we learn from that episode? Chevy Chase is an asshole.
Well, everybody knows that. Everybody that's ever come in contact with Chevy Chase.
I love that an episode about Home Alone had to somehow they wiggled in that Chevy Chase is an asshole.
It's because Chris Columbus was going to be given the opportunity to direct Christmas Vacation, and he did not get along with Chevy Chase.
I learned that Chris Columbus loves Christmas.
I mean, good.
And then in this episode, they keep talking about how the movie Heartbreak Hotel tanked.
Yes.
So now I want to see it.
Yes, I've never seen that. I have seen Adventures in Babysitting, which is Chris Columbus's first directorial effort.
We learned that the soundstage for that house was built in the Home Alone house. The soundstage was built in a school gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. And then something I didn't notice until we watched the episode was that everything in the house, like the set designer, everything is red and green.
Mm-hmm.
And it is obvious, but it didn't occur to me until someone said it. And then the biggest thing I learned is that originally this was a Warner Brothers film.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was over budget, like $1 million or so.
Well, technically it was almost $5 million over what was originally agreed.
They were given a $10 million budget. They went to 14.7. Warner Brothers said 13.5.
It was the highest we'll go.
And then they were like, no, we need 14.7. And Warner Brothers says, we're not doing it. You're done. But Chris Columbus had a friend at 20th Century Fox. John Hughes, I'm sorry. So as soon as, like, the same day that Warner Brothers said, you're done, 20th Century Fox said they would give them 14.7. So that was fortuitous. But, you know, I'm sure there are a lot of stories like that in Hollywood where the reverse happens. So, but I don't know, reading this, like, if I would have read this script, I don't know how you wouldn't think this would be a great movie. I mean, I don't know. What do I know? But,
well, everybody's always wanting to penny pinch, and I feel like the way they create scenarios for filmmakers is like a nailed it. Like you have to do these impossible things without the required time and money to make
resources.
It look good.
Yeah. Do you know who Dan Roebuck is?
Yeah, he's an actor you've seen in a bunch of stuff.
So the burglar who ultimately is played by Dan Stern, which was originally cast with Dan Roebuck,
Mm-hmm.
but then he and Joe Pesci didn't have any chemistry. Mm-hmm. So then they brought Dan Stern back because he was the original selection, but then they told him the shooting schedule was a little longer than they anticipated. And Dan Stern asked for more money.
They wouldn't compensate him. Yeah.
And they wouldn't give him more money, so he quit. So isn't that crazy?
That's
and he
crazy.
says, he's like, I am so glad they called me back and I took this job.
Because he was notable. And I mean, he was the narrator of the Wonder Years. And I had totally forgotten, but they bring it up in that episode that Pesci and Stern had appeared as supporting characters in the film I'm Dancing as Fast as I Can, starring Jill Clayburgh, which is kind of a lot of fun about addiction.
I also learned that Joe Pesci was very difficult on set. He had to golf every morning, so he couldn't get on, like he could never make a call time before 9:00.
Wouldn't make a call.
Or wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then he had a hard time not using expletives. So that's partially why he has that sort of silly made up language where he's like, it sounds like he's trying to curse like a cartoon character.
Well, and this is 1990. So as I keep saying, but Goodfellas also came out this year. So he was just right before he's, won his best supporting actor Oscar.
Oh, sure. For which movie?
Goodfellas.
Oh,
which you still need to see.
I haven't seen that.
Excellent.
We also learned that John Candy did this movie as a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was only available for one day.
So it was
So they used him for 23 hours, but they said that he had a great attitude and he only got paid scale. So he made like $414.
Mhm.
So the character, the guy playing the pizza delivery guy, got paid more than John Candy because that kid made $500. That was wild. I hope he had points on the back end or someone gave him extra because he really does add a lot to the movie.
Yeah, he has some nice moments with Catherine.
Um, so a lot of the people from this episode of the movies that made us, we see that the director of photography who was hired, they hired someone who was pretty inexperienced because of budgetary concerns.
Julio Macat. But although he did lend Tango and Cash, which Andrei Konchalovsky directed, and I don't like Sylvester Stallone, but that movie is actually a lot of fun.
Well, I really related to that cinematographer because you could see like him explaining how nervous he was because he wasn't confident in his ability.
Mhm.
And then he really did learn as they were going.
Mhm.
And I have felt like that in many situations. And then you also combine that with like imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could see in his face like the fear he felt and how grateful he was for the chance. So I actually kind of got emotional watching him talk about the movie.
Well, and then also having to capture these stunts, these crazy stunts that actually all had to be done because of what period we're in, and you only get one chance to get him on film. These people are injuring themselves.
Well, that was my last note is like, God bless these stunt people because all of that stuff in Home Alone is like, there's no CGI, there's no trick photography. Like these people are really falling and flipping and yeah, and it really makes the movie.
Yes. Well, because they've styled it after, cartoons.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. I mean, it's over the top, ridiculous violence, but it also is cartoonish.
So what would you give this movie?
3.5.
I would give it 4 out of 5.
Good.
I thought it was excellent. And I will definitely be watching it like every Christmas.
The sequel, I remember, Tim Curry has things I like in it, but it feels even more ridiculous how they had to manufacture him being alone in New York, if I recall correctly. But
yeah, sure. Okay, I'll go through the comments. Someone has last minute Christmas shopping. I feel like at this point, I'm just giving cash because I'm not gonna go out there and try to buy something. Someone watched It's a Wonderful Life for the first time. I've only seen that once with you, I think, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think you were moved, but I was. It's when the community comes together to help him in the end.
What do they help him with?
Because he needs to.
Is he a drunk?
No.
Oh.
The what's his name? It's a drunk kind of Lionel Barrymore.
Oh God.
No, he's the old crotchety man. I forget, Old Man Potter or whatever. I probably haven't watched it since 2009, but I do love that movie.
Yeah, the casting is really great in this movie. Christmas Vacation?
Mm-hmm.
That's a movie?
That's the National Lampoon.
Oh, who directed that? Or who wrote it?
John Hughes.
John Hughes. That's why I know that.
But and they're saying A Christmas Story is funnier, which I do agree. Fragile.
Someone told a story. Every time I would say I feel like I've forgotten something, my ex would say, Kevin? So now I always think of that when I feel like I forgot. That's cute.
That's such an iconic shot of her on the plane as well.
The dumb beefcake Buzz. Is Buzz a beefcake?
I wouldn't call him a beefcake. He
as a teen, well, how old would I have been when this movie is 90?
90.
So it would have been 12. I don't think my 12-year-old Joseph would have thought Buzz was cute.
I was 6. I wasn't having those thoughts then. Scrooge, 1951 with Alistair, what's his name? I've never seen that. I showed you a picture. You're like, who's that?
Wait, who?
The 1951 version of Scrooge.
Oh.
Alistair Sims?
We also learned that in Home Alone, when Kevin puts the aftershave on and does the famous like scream, he's supposed to obviously take his hands off his face, right? Because if you burn if this is burning your face, you remove it. But he messed up and didn't move his hands. And of course, that's the scene we got, which makes perfect sense because it's like, it's so silly and stupid. But yeah, I think that's a really good moment. Oh, someone hates Home Alone. Oh my goodness.
I can understand. It's oversaturated in the zeitgeist. So, it's like listening to all the single ladies. I don't need to hear it again.
Oh, wow. Am I going to hell for the Michael Jackson reference?
You just said he had an affinity for Macaulay Culkin, not a.
Well, he's just cute. Like he's a cute, kids are fun to be around if they're cool kids, right? So
For a limited time, not gonna.
there have been occasions when I'm around a kid and they're just like cute and funny, and it's like fun watching them like do stuff, especially when kids seem like little adults. I find it very amusing.
I don't know. I don't like precocious. I mean, he's cute in a way that's not gratingly precocious, but that's a fine balance. And I think that's the rarity of this Macaulay Culkin performance, because usually a child that said any of those things, I would not care for.
Yeah. Thank you, BMCK. Someone's mom threw a stiletto at their head.
I hope
my mom
had.
Yeah, my mom's throwing a lot of things at me. My mom's favorite thing to do was hit me with a spatula. She broke many spatulas, and then she would get mad that she broke the spatula on me, so that I get another whipping. Or she would whip me, and then like her bracelet would break or something. So now I'm in trouble for the bracelet. I sound like I was abused, but if you meet my mom, she's like the littlest lady, so it's not like, it's not like China the wrestler was punching on me.
Mine just more about giving guilt.
Emotional abuse. Yeah. Yeah, my mom didn't emotionally.
Mine hits me with guilt.
Yeah. My mom would just slap the shit out of me. The dad apparently does real estate. Okay.
I missed that, I guess. I'm sure that's in the chaos of the opening.
Oh, other people's moms have thrown stuff at them, so we're not alone. The house was tacky. But it's beautiful, though.
It is, but it's just like, God, what do these people do, and why do they need this big house? At the point where he has all the lights on, I'm like, oh.
I have seen Party Monster with Macaulay.
Oh, yeah.
I actually really like him
Classic.
in that movie.
I also really like Seth Green in that movie.
Oh, yes.
And great soundtrack. I believe Nina Hagen, a favorite, is on that soundtrack.
Macaulay Culkin didn't stay as cute as an adult. For a long time, I thought Macaulay Culkin, like as an adult, was, a nice looking guy.
He looked like, I think he had some trouble years.
Yeah, I think so. But I like him.
I remember thinking Rory was cute, I think.
Kieran, and then it's Kieran who's in this movie. Oh, one thing that I was disappointed in, well, maybe not, because they were probably trying to stay positive, but in the movies that made us episode, they don't talk about the behind the scenes drama with the Culkin clan, which I thought was kind of like,
which there was a lot, like some Lohan size drama,
but I'm sure they didn't. But they also don't have Macaulay Culkin in the episode,
right.
So it's not like they have to,
Well, because I think his parents, or his dad in particular, held the deal for Home Alone 2 hostage until the studio greenlit The Good Son.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to hear some of that.
Which is a film I actually enjoy too.
Nick, do you have notes in front of you, or do you just have those names and details in your head? It's all in his head movie.
For the most part, yeah. If somebody's completely new to me, I'll sometimes have cheater notes, but usually no.
A messy house F's me up for real, way too straight. Yeah, I agree. Nick is probably just that smart. Oh, Eyes Wide Shut. We might be watching that very soon. I'm so tickled. We watched the movie with a friend.
Yeah, he's back here giggling.
And you and the friend were sitting in front of me, and I was like behind, just giggling the entire time.
It's a cute movie. It was nice to revisit.
Welcome to the Dollhouse. Didn't I watch that not too long ago?
I might have shown you that a few years ago. It had Todd Solondz's first film, who was also the first director I ever interviewed, but with Heather Matarazzo.
She's in that?
Yeah, she's the lead. She's the little girl. That's a very good, uncomfortable movie, as most of his are.
I should probably watch Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck, it's been even longer since I've seen Uncle Buck. Watching this made me really want to watch that, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Only the Lonely, which is also John Hughes.
Someone said, I'm home alone now. My mom and dad have been gone for 6 days. Are you safe? Do you need someone to call for help? Let's see. Christine, the same old guy from Christine.
Oh, the old man from Carpenter's Christine.
Oh, do you know who that old man is?
No, I don't know. That's somebody's name I don't know.
I don't think the old man's supposed to be Santa.
Oh, I don't.
Violence is funny sometimes.
With the
yes.
well, he's handy with a shovel.
Donald Trump is in Home Alone 2.
Yes.
I'm trying to get through these. Oh, like just everything they do to the burglars would have taken me out. Like the being like barefoot on the tar with a nail through my foot, walking through the.
Well, even realizing that the kid is home alone, but the kid is still there. Why would you? I don't know. But again, they sell
This
it
little
as,
boy is fucking you up, and the best part about it was each time he would do something, they would get mad, like, "Ooh, we're gonna get him." You're not. He has the upper hand. He keeps.
well, and when he sails out into the treehouse, it's like he's gonna.
And
cut
they're
that
on the
rope.
line. Yeah, he's gonna cut that rope.
If you're that mad, go back through the house and go over there. Also, aren't you there to rob the shit? He's out of the house.
Right. And then what's your objective? Take what you need and go. But that's what made it fun to me, is that it's just so stupid. But yeah, I was very distracted by why he didn't call the police sooner.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that would have killed them when they slip on the car. Their backs, or Daniel Stern going down those stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Home Alone 2, I recall the booby traps being even more.
Well, that's the one where Daniel Stern gets electrocuted and you see his skull.
Yes. But the blowtorch to the scalp.
Well, and also he like sits there under it too.
Never noticed the poster. The Home Alone poster? Is there something special? Nadine O, what is what am I missing something about the poster? Chevy Chase is a classic douche.
I mean, not even Sigourney likes him.
Oh, sadistic little Kevin. Oh, Heartbreak Hotel is great. I think I should watch.
Yeah,
that.
I would watch that.
I might add that to my list. Yeah, they really did make their money back.
I haven't seen Adventures in Babysitting in years either, with Elizabeth Shue.
Oh.
Yeah, he sure did in 2009. John Hughes dying.
Could Home Alone be made today? Why are we saying it wouldn't? Because of the violence?
I think that there still are Home Alone movies, though. I know there's Home Alone 3 with a different kid, obviously, and I think there's isn't there? I feel like this is kept alive somehow, somewhere, but
Dan Roebuck was great in The River's Edge. Have you seen that?
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chris Columbus did Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. Oh, I wanted to rewatch that. He also did the first 2 Harry Potter movies, which you've seen the first one.
Dan Stern is in Christmas Story 2. Teen Witch?
I haven't seen Teen Witch.
Who's in that? Why is that? When Pesci says Marv in Home Alone, that takes me. Marv? Oh. I'm still reading these. Am I calling it? Honey Witch. I love that. Honey Witch? Okay, I got lost. Help me.
Tango and Cash is super fun.
All I remember from that movie is you see both of their butts.
You do.
That's the main thing I remember.
I have a thing. I really like Andrei Konchalovsky, and I rewatched that since being a kid, and I think it holds up quite well for what it is.
I mean, I guess I need to rewatch it. Oh, the stepping on the ornaments.
As in, you wouldn't, because assuming that they wouldn't look down, and also that he'd be barefoot at that point, because if he came in through with the boots on, it wouldn't matter.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Mel Gibson and Danny Glover's performance in the original Lethal Weapon?
Well, certainly not Mel Gibson. With that hair. I just watched an old Eric Roberts movie from 1990. He has this. He must have been trying to have the same exact hairstyle as Mel Gibson from the Lethal Weapon movies. But no, I find Lethal Weapon hard to sit through. I don't think it's, especially compared to something like Walter Hill's 48 Hours. But any chance to see Darlene Love, who plays Danny Glover's wife, I think is nice, even though she has nothing to do.
Someone commented, don't go out in this weather, stay safe, y'all. So you must be on the East Coast?
Yeah, in LA, it's okay.
Yeah, in LA, it's
but yeah,
a nice 77 degrees. Sorry.
But yes, I read that there's Avatar anxieties about, because they need to make that money this weekend and a bunch of theaters might be closed.
Oh, no. CVS. Someone's going to CVS for last minute cologne. You know, I'm often surprised sometimes, like, they have some nice stuff at.
Do they have Halle Berry's cologne?
What? Halle, she does have a perfume.
I know she does.
Ugh.
I don't have it. Oh God, that's interesting. Eyes Wide Shut is a modern day It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, what did we get each other for Christmas? I don't buy gifts,
I bought you a trip.
but Nick bought me. Yeah, I'm going to Puerto Vallarta, which is very nice.
Mhm.
Do you think Eyes Wide Shut is the modern day It's a Wonderful Life?
I just said that. I think that's an interesting concept.
Watch The House Without a Christmas Tree? Is that a movie?
I haven't seen it. If it is,
Or is that a statement?
yeah, Sylvester Stallone. I will. It's not like I won't watch a movie because of him, but what's that movie he did with Dolly Parton? It's a Bob Clark movie, Rhinestone. That's uncomfortable to watch. I do like the first Rambo, First Blood, which I think he's quite good in, and then I think those went downhill a little bit after that. And I've never seen anything past Rocky.
Well, in that
series?
When did Goodfellas and The Godfather and all that come out?
Goodfellas is 1990. Godfather's 1972.
Oh,
Godfather 2 is 74, and Godfather 3 is 1990.
Well, I haven't seen any of those. Well, because I wasn't born and when the first ones came out. But then, like for Goodfellas, I was I was what, 12, 13? So
Ray Liotta, Lorraine Bracco.
And then as I got older, I wasn't into film. And then now that I watch more movies, gangster movies don't ever.
Oh, but Scorsese's.
I'm sure if I watch it, I'll like it. It's just never on. Like I never think, oh, I need to watch. Watching Lord of the Rings and Goodfellas would be in the same chapter of like,
no.
I'm not.
I need to have you watch Goodfellas because Joe Pesci is.
Really, there'd have to be a reason. Like I have to make a video.
It's not a gangster film per se, but Raging Bull, Casino. Yeah, they're the best of that kind of format.
I'm still reading these. Is he a drunk? Who's a drunk? Christmas Story reminds me of Life with Louie. Top 10.
Harvey, the Jamie Stewart movie about the Invisible Rabbit, which I made you watch years ago.
Crunchy is now officially part of someone's vocabulary. Well, good. It's a big part of mine. Will we be reviewing Jean Dielman?
Okay, so something funny. That's actually probably going to be a secret film eventually because that's a classic. But I was kicking myself because they're about to have a screening at the Los Feliz Theater, which isn't far from us, and it's sold out. And I want to say somebody is doing a Q&A, the cinematographer or something.
There's an angel looking out for me.
Well, I own it on Criterion Blu-ray, so.
What if it went missing? How upset would you be?
I'd buy another copy.
Oh. Someone just got done making coquito. Is that the Puerto Rican alcoholic beverage? Because if it is, I have tried it and I thought it was delicious. We tried it at Rodrigo's.
Oh yeah, that is really good.
Yeah, that was If that's what I'm thinking. Rambo First Blood can be considered a Christmas movie. Have you seen Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck?
No. What is that, like early 2000s? Oh, I could rewatch Ranger Games. There's something about somebody liking pecan pie in that.
Macaulay was a very cute kid. His line delivery.
Oh, and the score, John Williams' score is very good. From the man who did Star Wars and Jaws, but.
My wife just shit. You said my name, like literally, like bowel movement, BMCK. No, because if that's the case, I'm going to keep saying your name. Imagine.
I'm trying to come up with an acronym. I mean,
I learned the word precocious from hearing it on this show. So we're educating. We're keeping families together.
Keeping the children.
We're keeping the children safe.
Exactly how they ought not to be.
Merry Christmas. I have to say though, I'm such a Scrooge
Yes.
Yeah, but I appreciate that other people like it. I just always feel bad for the holidays because all I ever think about is for people who can't be around friends and family for various reasons. It can be a very lonely time. So I try not to be too like festive because some people don't have. A lot of people are just by themselves during this time of year, or they can't afford. A lot of people have to work, and they can't afford to take time off to go visit the ones they love. So I know that's a hard thing.
Joseph, patron saint of the underdog.
Right. And then it's also expensive. Like I choose not to buy gifts, but for a lot of people, like they can't afford it. And they feel, I don't feel any guilt not buying gifts, but for some people not being able to buy gifts for the people they want to, that feels awful. And so I think that is part of why I'm such a Scrooge. But
yes, that luckily you've recused yourself from any kind of capitalistic duty as it comes to this preordained Judeo-Christian holiday.
So is my mom a dominant? Wait, my mom broke my nose on New Year's Eve.
Oh God.
What?
That puts a damper on the parties.
I know. I feel bad because I kind of want to know. It was red and green wallpaper.
Macaulay was funny in Saved.
Where he's in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mandy Moore
Mandy Moore's
and little Jenna Malone.
Jenna Malone?
She's the lead.
Oh. Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut, I think.
Although, I have is it Arthur Schnitzler?
I think the secret film tomorrow is Eyes Wide Shut.
It is.
Yeah.
But,
spoiler.
It was my selection.
So I have to watch it tonight, I think.
But the book that it's based on, I think it's a very loose interpretation of. I've never read, but I have a copy.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's Steve Martin. You would like it.
What year is it?
89, 90, 91, somewhere in there.
No.
I want to say 91, but I could be wrong.
Happiness is another one. Happiness, the movie about the abortion?
No, that's this year. Happiness, the Todd Solondz film, I'm guessing we're talking about. From 1998, about the pedophile in the dog eating the cum.
Oh, yeah, that's troubling.
Really? Philip Seymour Hoffman. Such a good cast in that.
Yeah, the burglars lurking around that house. Oh my God.
When they decide to slow creep up on Macaulay.
Yeah.
And why is he in the street? There's sidewalks.
Yeah, when they're following him in the van, and it's like, you don't think this little kid is gonna, oh my God. I am so lost in these comments. Oh God, I don't want to miss any. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna miss some because I don't know where I was. Fear, Anxiety, and Depression is Todd Solond's first film. Have you seen that?
Oh no, I guess I was wrong then. Welcome to the Dollhouse, I assumed was.
Oh. Mrs. Doubtfire. Scarlett Johansson is the sister as a teen in the third one. The third Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because that would have been early 2000s before she kind of kicked off.
What do we think? What do you think of Tequila Sunrise? You mean like orange juice and tequila?
No, the movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell and Mel Gibson. I remember I've only seen that once, and I saw it on VHS, so it's been a long time. And I remember being bored with it, but I could rewatch it. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer is always fun.
Review Adventures in Babysitting. Stealing Beauty. Have I seen Stealing? I haven't seen either of those films.
Stealing Beauty is the 90s. Liv Tyler is that the one she did with Bertolucci?
I don't know. What if little Kevin had a gun?
Well,
he did have the BB gun.
He did, but then it would have been too dark.
Yeah. Well, because you can't kill him right away.
Yeah.
Home Sweet Home Alone?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I would check that out. Yeah, Darlene Love's story is really inspiring.
Yes. Darlene, yeah, Letterman used to have her on, I think every Christmas, right? Or around then.
I actually ended up enjoying watching Nanny. Sinqua Walls, was that the nanny or the boyfriend?
The nanny was her last name is Diop.
So then you're referring to her boyfriend. Yes. It's cold in NYC. I'm sorry. I don't mind the winter.
I don't like it.
Halle Berry does have perfume. Oh, Texas is cold too. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to antagonize people with our 77-degree weather.
The Best Man films. I've actually not seen the first film. I've seen The Best Man Holiday.
Oh, Yutaka, you don't get to catch us live, but you adore us. The shorts you're doing are hilarious. Thank you. Some people didn't like the shorts, but
Oh no?
I think, well, YouTube said to do them, so that's why I started doing them, but then they do make me laugh. I think I have funny moments.
Yes, you do. You certainly
I
do.
make myself laugh.
Mhm.
Gift cards are a good idea. What's our proposal story? No one proposed. We just talked about it.
I proposed.
You did?
Oh my God, your memory. Yes.
Well, then that's the story that I don't remember. You did?
Yes.
I thought we talked about it.
Yes, on my 25th birthday. We exchanged vows.
You surprised me.
Mhm.
No, proposal
Well,
is like when you ask the person, like surprise them.
Well, technically, I got down on one knee and we did what's it called? The arrangements that were legal then.
You're trying to make me seem like I am like totally missing. Proposal means like you surprised me with asking me to marry you, but we had talked about it, and then we set a date where we did
Okay.
It was a very lovely exchange,
Mhm.
but it was not like it's not like you took me somewhere on a cliff and asked me.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was very private.
It was private.
I did get down on one knee though.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
In that kitchen in Emerson.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, Laura says she got a lot of good gifts from her students. That's sweet. I had a lot of really great teachers growing up. We need to pay teachers more.
Yes. And not to babysit.
Sylvester Stallone is hard for me to watch.
Again, I will watch movies with him, but The Expendables are hard to get through.
Your favorite Stallone movie is Cobra.
Cobra's fun. Yeah, with Brigitte.
I'm in Boston and the wind almost killed me. Oh no.
Oh my God. That's where we got married.
What? Oh, we did. Yes, that's right. Oh my God. You know, my brain, it takes a second to catch up. Yes, we did get married in Boston. I do know that.
Should Lorraine have won the Oscar over Whoopi Goldberg?
What did Lorraine Bracco win for?
She did. She hasn't. Her only Oscar nomination is for Goodfellas.
Oh, Whoopi won an Oscar for
Ghost.
And what was Lorraine?
Goodfellas.
Oh, okay.
And I think in that mix was Mary McDonnell too for Dances with Wolves, right? I probably would have given it to Mary McDonnell's good. No, Whoopi should have won for Color Purple. So, this was kind of a payback thing. I don't actually mind that Whoopi Goldberg won for Ghosts. I think as Oda Mae Brown, she's quite entertaining. And it allowed her to be an EGOT, right?
Yes.
You have to remember Whoopi was incredibly beautiful, and she was on such a hot streak in the late 80s. There's a lot of like forgotten films, including a Konchalovsky film that she did with James Belushi called Homer and Eddie, which is a real odd film. John Waters has a cameo in that too, I believe. She did a lot of really interesting work then.
I'm going to say BMCK's wife's name. It's Shirley. And I need to know if Shirley really did shit on herself.
Oh my God. Or just a shart.
Speaking of that, I often think when I go to the like Target or CVS, how they have the adult diapers. They look quite comfortable. I wouldn't shit on myself, but I would consider peeing on myself.
And then it gets cold.
Yeah, but you know how many times I've had to stop? I'll be driving from work home and I have to stop and pee. And I always think maybe I should just
No.
Oh my God.
Time enough for that when things actually give way and you have to.
You know what? I probably need to watch the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
But I think I need to watch them all at once. Pick a day and just because there are 3, right?
The original The Fellowship movies, and then there's 3 Hobbit films, which that's completely unnecessary. But the first 3. are
Um,
good.
the 1975 movie Smile.
I know that I think this person has commented on that before with Bruce Dern. That's a Michael Ritchie film that
What
I've
kind
not
of movie
seen.
is it?
I don't know. I've not seen it, but I would be interested in watching that. I like Michael Ritchie.
Is it a drama? Well, there must be a reason why you want us to watch it. So I'm sure it would be fun to watch.
Isn't it about a beauty pageant?
Although I have received suggestions from movies that are like, I don't think this would be fun to talk about. Like, why would you want me to watch this?
Because anything that you talk about makes it fun.
Oh, he's trying to be nice.
I am nice.
Oh, someone heard the podcast about me going on my rant about life and death and people being actually supportive instead of surface level. Yeah.
Well, we talk about that a lot in this household, so that was just a small snippet of the conversation.
I have a lot of feelings about death that usually scare people, but I'm glad someone connected to it. Burn cookies are still cookies.
No.
Well.
No. I mean, they can be. You can maybe if you can scrape off part of the bottom, but
well, I don't normally drink milk. Not because I don't drink milk. I don't drink milk with cookies because if I do, I'll eat like 4 times as much.
Same, but it's so good.
But cookies with milk are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you burn the cookies, I would just require milk.
Yes, or it's an excuse to make more, and also sample the ones that you did make. Love Actually. I still am. I haven't seen that movie since 2003, and it still bothers me that we don't know what happens to Laura Linney.
Did Shirley burn the cookies? Is that why the cookies are burned? Now I'm obsessed with Shirley shooting on herself.
Oh my god.
Have I seen Scrooged?
With Bill Murray, yes.
Oh, so there's a Bill Murray, Gina Davis, Arsenio Hall interview.
You know,
do you know about that?
No, but we should watch that. But it's interesting because they did the movie Quick Change together, and her memoirs came out. I know I've talked about this before, and I was really bummed to learn that kind of the creepy shit he did to Gina Davis and screamed at her in front of the cast.
So he's probably being cringy on that interview.
It's probably, that's why I'm guessing.
Thank you again, BMCK.
Yeah, John Williams did Superman.
Utaka says, have you seen Better Watch Out, where they actually home alone someone?
I haven't seen Better Watch Out.
Huh.
In Ranger Games, a character dressed as Santa gets his head cut off. Oh, you know, Ranger Games I haven't seen since it came out. That was John Frankenheimer's last movie. That was the note he went out on.
What do you think of The Grinch?
The cartoon is classic. Jim Carrey is fun to watch, but I think Ron Howard's Grinch Who Stole Christmas is kind of a mess of a film. But Jim Carrey's a lot of fun. And Christine Baranski.
Well, yes, to our Jewish friends who don't give a shit about Christmas.
Hey, come over.
Yeah.
And thank God for the Chinese people that keep the restaurants open.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I mean, actually, I'm glad people like Culminate. Oh, someone's by themselves because their family has COVID. Well, stay well.
Dionysus is the divine protector of the outcast. Isn't Persephone Dionysus' daughter who got stuck in hell?
Oh, you read that, but you don't want to read Joseph. You're such a big heart.
Oh.
See how shady you are?
He does, but
I show kindness in different ways.
In ways that will stop outside this door, but
wow.
Yes, you do in theory.
Oh God, I got lost in the comments again. Damn it. I don't want to miss. Okay. If I do miss something, it's not on purpose. Thank you, Rodrigo. Eyes Wide Shut is my favorite. What's that movie where she goes, do you have the complete works of Stanley Kubrick?
It's Catherine Keener and Walking and Talking.
Eyes Wide Shut is my favorite Kubrick film, so I'm excited for the video. I hope you guys have a great.
Well, it'll be a podcast, but
it'll be the podcast tomorrow.
I'm excited to revisit it, and I'll probably relate my story about the lengths I went to see that in 1999.
I'm glad you found our channel too. Wait, who's in Agatha Christie's remake Murder of the Orient?
Oh, Michelle. Are you talking about Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh.
Is she in the Ingrid Bergman role in that?
I reference Michelle Pfeiffer all the time.
That white girl.
Yeah. Because anytime someone's like, oh, this old bland little white lady actress is so beautiful, I'm like, She's no Michelle Pfeiffer.
Sure.
Um, oh, is there a Home Alone pornographic movie? I don't know. Every Christmas. Oh, Darlene Love is on The View every Christmas.
Oh, I didn't know that. I rarely watch The View, not for any reason in particular. I am a big Whoopi fan, though. I do like her.
Do I have a favorite Christmas album? Well, when I was a kid, my parents, my parents would play like a Johnny Mathis Christmas album, like on repeat. Did your mom play Christmas music?
Yeah, we did the regular standards. I feel like she had an Anne Murray Christmas album, if I'm recalling that correctly. When I was really little, I think there was somebody named Rafi we would listen to, and the Chipmunks. I remember liking as a young child.
Okay. Oh, so people see, I'm so far behind. People are reacting to the proposal story.
Yeah, believe me, my memory is intact.
Well, you do revisionist stuff because you think I won't remember.
Don't put that colonialist history on me.
But even though I don't remember, I know how I behave. And sometimes you try to tell me things that I know I did not do or agree to. I
didn't trick you into marrying.
Someone just watched Glass Onion and they think Janelle Monáe deserved more than the director gave her.
I agree. And I think I like Janelle Monáe more than you do.
Yes, Kingdom Beauty. Pray for my memory. Thank you. Oh my God. Yutaka says he clips much. I'm a mess. Oh, and here, hold on. 2 seconds. Oh my God. Yeah, my memory's outrageous.
Outrageous. Yeah. Like Britney. God believes.
Whoopi is, I think Whoopi Goldberg, I always thought it was strange that people would sort of make fun of how she looked because I actually thought she was quite striking.
She was fucking gorgeous.
She looks the same now, but I mean, like back when people would make those comments, it's like, I think she's pretty striking.
Fatal Beauty, when she throws that white lady through the that plate glass window. And Sam Elliott, who I do like as well.
Someone's brother likes to fake memory issues to get out of things, so he doesn't have to be held accountable. Yeah, I'm not faking.
I don't know. Sometimes some things.
1 degree in Ohio.
Do you have a New Year? We don't really.
No.
We're not like big proponents of New Year's.
The only thing I ever, like Black Eyed Peas for New Year's. I mean, that's something.
To be cute.
Yeah, but that would be the only thing.
I made them a couple times. You don't even eat them all.
Well, last year because of COVID and everyone was like stuck at home, we couldn't even find Black Eyed Peas.
That's true.
And then we went to every grocery store and couldn't find them. And then we ended up at like some random like garbage place, and they had a pile of them.
Garbage place,
right? Didn't we go somewhere like totally like?
I don't think it was I think we ended up in Compton actually.
No, No, it wasn't that. It was like some tiny little grocery store, I thought.
Yeah, a tiny grocery store in Compton.
No, now you make me sound like I'm saying Compton's garbage.
No, but it was like a mom and pop place.
That's what I mean. It was like, well, okay, I shouldn't have said garbage. Because we went to like Ralph's, Vons, Whole Foods, and then no one had
the usual suspects. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to watch Lord of the Rings in a row.
They're good, I think. I remember not loving Return of the King because it has like 15 minutes worth of multiple endings happening.
Oh, it can be commented. Wait till you're older and you have to get up 3 times a night to tinkle. He
kind of already does that.
Yeah.
Great.
I have an enlarged prostate. BMCK burned the cookies. Shirley's off the hook. But I would argue that if Shirley's eating the cookies, she should also be watching that timer. Because I do that too with you. Like, did you check those?
Not really.
Sometimes I do.
If I had help in the kitchen, which I don't get.
Well, you don't need too many cooks. You don't need too many cooks in the kitchen. That just makes things worse.
1, I don't need a monitor, and 2, you're not really.
Oh, you don't need a monitor. Okay. I got lost again. Damn it.
See?
Okay. We're almost at the hour mark. But this is fun. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna miss things. Did you watch The Ref?
Yeah, with Dennis Leary. I remember having kind of a crush on that the kid that plays the boy, Kevin Spacey, Christine Baranski again. Yeah, I remember quite liking that. I could rewatch that.
Lots of nice comments. Thank you for watching. This is fun for us to do.
I guess open discussion.
Well, usually how the live goes is we'll review the movie and then we spend another 40 minutes talking about
We spend more time talking about
random stuff. So there is no topic. This person's saying, stop being mean to Nick when the cameras are off. Are you messaging people privately and telling them things?
No. It's just apparent that you're salty.
We should have 1 million subscribers.
Oh, well, yeah, but shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick's memory is very impressive. Johnny Mathis, a gay icon.
Yeah.
Yes. Gwen Stefani has a great Christmas album.
Does she?
You know what? I'd put it on.
We're not talking about Love Angel Food Cake Baby or
Love Angel Food Cake Baby.
I like that album.
I have a lamb duffel bag that I bought in 2001. I paid like $600 for it. I still have that bag.
We know.
And every time I carry, people compliment my bag.
Joseph takes good care of his things, even the 8 billion shoes he has.
Michelle Pfeiffer has her own perfume.
As she should.
Now, I do know that because I follow her on Instagram and she does, it's like Rose, something Rose or.
Not from Mount Kinkakatini.
That's a Madonna skincare line reference.
When I think of love, I think of roses. Not hydrangeas.
Is there a movie you're excited about for the new year?
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't thought beyond this weekend.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm actually more excited about events right now in my mind, like Berlin, where Kristen Stewart's going to be the jury president, and whatever's going to be announced there. But yeah, I'd have to think.
Johnny Mathis is still with us. That's good. Do you know the movie Lady Hawk?
Oh God, yeah, with Matthew Broderick and Michelle Pfeiffer. I remember buying that on VHS and being so excited and then being so bored even as a kid with that movie. But I could rewatch it. And I've never seen Into the Night with her and Jeff Goldblum. Oh, I'm excited for Francois Ozon's new film where he's reuniting with Isabelle Huppert.
Nice. Okay. Did the Dollar Tree? You know what? The Dollar Tree would have black eyed peas.
You want them from the Dollar Tree?
Beans? You can't do wrong. Well, you know what? I bet you the Dollar Tree black eyed peas have rocks in the bag.
Oh my God. Pieces of coral.
Concrete chips. You gotta really sift through those beans, and you gotta soak them twice as long.
We have too many beans in this house.
I'm not trying to shade the Dollar Tree. When I went to beauty school, there were two 99-cent stores?
I remember, yeah. We perused them.
And I spent 10 months. Well, and then I worked at the cosmetology school years later. I spent a lot of time at the 99-cent store, and they have good stuff.
We had a friend that would only get his produce there, which I didn't quite agree with the quality.
Yeah, but he looked like it all tracked, but he would do.
And also, it's a false economy because the size of a lot of the things you buy is a lot smaller.
Yeah, that's the trick.
Like when I want a tub of cream cheese to eat, I want a tub.
When I want a tub. When is the last time you ate a tub of cream cheese?
Well, I haven't had an episode like that in a while, but I'm just saying.
I didn't call Compton garbage. I don't want anyone to put that out there. I did not call Compton garbage.
No, not at all. We also ended up in Compton one night because you really wanted
Long John Silver's.
And that was the closest one we could find.
And the only Long John Silver I could find was in Compton.
Yeah.
That was the greasiest. I mean, yeah, I can't call it a restaurant. We sat down in it. Well, it was one of those KFC. It was a KFC Long John Silver's combo.
Yes.
So you can imagine how much grease. Mm-hmm. And the poor little gay boy working behind the counter.
He was sweet.
He was so sweet. He was so greasy. And he was so sweet. But everything in that restaurant was greasy. Mm-hmm. Everything. Mm-hmm. But those hush puppies are good.
It was like what's that place in the South?
Waffle House. Oh my god.
The menus at a Waffle House.
Greasy.
Like, ooh, there's syrup on here.
Well, those prices are good. The channel name, Fish Jelly, is a play on the song Bootylicious, where they say, "I don't think you're ready for this jelly," and we always thought it sounded like fish jelly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's as stupid as our title. I mean, our channel name is that stupid.
Yeah, but it was also to differentiate ourselves from anything else.
Our fridge looks like yours, like covered in magnets.
Those have followed us through several houses.
We're glad you discovered us as well. I actually have fun doing these.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends, so you're all my friends. It is true. I don't have any friends.
You have
no, I shouldn't say that because watch one of them be in the chat.
Yeah, you have friends.
And then, no, look, I just got a text message. I have to be careful. I forget people we know listen to the podcast and watch the videos, and then I get nasty messages.
Oh, yeah. Last night I had to hear about the Spice Girls one.
Oh, God. Oh, Marga ordered our fish jelly t-shirt. Thank you.
I hope you love it.
Oh, I'm supposed to. It was advised that I explain how we use the money. So I should, in the podcast tomorrow,
Oh, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's
not going in my pocket.
Have you posted about the new art that
I posted one. I was recommended that I post them like not all at once.
Oh, gotcha.
But if there are new designs, like there are 4 new designs in the shop, I just haven't posted about them. Anyway,
I'm excited for Cocaine Bear as well. I'm actually kind of hoping to interview someone from that film.
Oh, is me saying there are rocks in the Dollar Tree beanbags problematic? Oh. No, I shopped at the dollar store for a long time.
He did.
It's just that we're not near one now.
And I'm okay with that.
Well, the problem with it is I end up buying a lot of shit I don't need.
Yeah.
Like junk food.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these fruit snacks.
Yeah, these fruit snacks are all this like rice pudding.
And then I eat them all in one sitting.
So, the
Miss Cleo doc.
Miss Cleo doc. I mentioned it to you.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Oh, it is? Maybe I'll watch it today. I am interested. Crystal Moon Goddess used to work at the Dollar Tree. Okay, can I tell another story? Every person I've worked for the last like 10 years, I always explain to them, like, I always try to get an understanding, like, that, like, I don't need to work here and that I'm here because I want to be and I have a good attitude. I'm not a disgruntled type of employee. And if I have to, I'll go work at the Dollar Tree. I always say that.
You do.
And so knowing someone who used to work at the Dollar Tree, I want to know that it's actually like a fun place to work. Because in my mind, I think I would really like working at the Dollar Tree. Oh, you'd pay $200 for me to cut your hair? Well, I probably would do it. Let's see. We probably need to wrap this up because I'm hungry and I have to pee. Yes, Henry Rose. That's Michelle Pfeiffer's.
That's the name of her perfume? Mm-hmm. Vesta Rose.
Oh, is everything at the Dollar Tree $1.25?
Well, I mean, it's like what's that Arizona green tea? They finally had to go up in price too.
Waffle. Okay. Oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble for talking about Compton.
Slip of the tongue. Compton actually has very nice neighborhoods because we used to live near there.
Yeah, there are nice homes.
Yeah, there are very nice homes in Compton.
Okay. I'm going through these comments and I got lost.
I'm not actually aware of who's nominated for a Grammy.
We do have a Crunchy t-shirt now. So if you go in the shop, there is one that says Crunchy.
Walmart is. I worked at Walmart as a teenager.
Yeah, you did.
I was the fastest cashier in the district.
Yeah, you take a lot of pride in that.
I whipped through those people's shit.
Nick loves fruit snacks. I think your favorite will probably be the Welch's brand.
No.
You always like those.
Oh, fruit snacks. I was thinking gummy bears. Sorry.
No, fruit snacks.
I usually get gummy bears. I like to get gummy bears and freeze them because it stops me from eating them too quickly. And they used to have the gummy bears with the extra fruit juice that I believe are no longer made. But they really popped.
I don't do hair anymore. Like I don't work in a salon. Oh, Arizona's still 99
Oh,
cents.
I thought I saw something about the.
I also no, you probably saw the person who started it talking about how he's kept it 99 cents. I think we'll do another live chat. Well, next week would be New Year's Eve, right? Is next Saturday New Year's Eve?
Sure.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do one then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll probably do one next week. Maybe the theme. Well, are there a lot of New Year's Eve movies?
Starring Michelle Pfeiffer, there's one. Yeah, there's quite a few actually. You know what a really good Christmas New Year's Eve movie is? The Apartment by Billy Wilder with Shirley MacLaine and Jack Lemmon.
Well, on that note, we are well over an hour, so we should stop. But yeah, we'll do one next Saturday.
Oh, Pauline, Charlotte.
All right.
Except for Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Sorry, I fell into the trap.
All right. Well, ta-ta for now. Bye.
Bye.